Hey guys, it's your girl Saliha here, back again with another video. And I'm so excited to give this to you guys because this has been the one thing you guys have been asking for. How to find apartments in Madrid. How to find your roommate in Madrid. Is it hard? Is it easy? What do I use? Where do I go? I got you. Saliha's got you. Okay guys, so to be frank, to be real, to be honest, finding an apartment in Madrid for me was not easy. Like, it was a mission. So when I say apartment hunting or wherever it is on the screen right now, I mean it. That junk is hard, okay? So first things first, I want to talk about finding a roommate. Because if you're not going to be looking for like a studio apartment or like a 1-bedroom, 1-bath kind of situation, you're gonna need a roommate. And I'm gonna suggest you get a roommate, especially if this is your first time ever being abroad. And I say this because you are moving abroad, and if you're moving abroad for the first time, I feel like you're gonna need that roommate. You're gonna need that support system, and it's gonna be amazing to just have someone to come home to like cry and to laugh and to watch American shows with. It's just gonna help a lot, okay? And if you do want to live alone, like, there's no shame in that either. Like, if you want to just continue having your space, then that's cool too. Like, you do you, boo. You feel me? How to find a roommate in Madrid? You're gonna go on Facebook. Yes, I said Facebook. You're gonna go and search on the groups. Madrid roommates, Madrid flatmates, Madrid apartments. Like, you're gonna join all of those groups. My favorite groups I'm gonna link down below, but those groups I joined before moving to Madrid, and I was able to find a roommate not through that specifically, which I'm gonna get into, but when I was living in Italy, I always use Facebook groups, and the people on these groups are so nice. But all of the Facebook groups that I love to use, you're gonna find that down below. Another way to find roommates is going through a placement program. So if you guys have seen my previous videos, I was placed as a language assistant in Spain, in Madrid, through a program called Conversa Spain. There's other programs like this. There's Conversa Spain, CIEE, Medias, I think it's called. Like, there's so many. I don't know how they do it with other groups, but with my group, Conversa Spain, you have your own Facebook group with just your other participants that applied through the NowCap program through Conversa Spain. So those are the people that you're gonna be hitting up for, oh, let's be roommates, let's be friends, let's create like our little family together. And honestly, going through a program, I knew that's what I wanted to do because I wanted to have friends when I got there. Like, I wanted to prep. I didn't want to just show up and just be like, okay, I'm ready. Even though that's what I did when I moved to Italy, I was like, I just don't want to do that again. So even if you are just doing the program straight through NowCap, like, still join all the Facebook groups and you're gonna be just fine. You're positively gonna find someone. Like, everyone is always looking for roommates, okay? Just so I can be clear, the 2 ways to find roommates in Spain, or roommates abroad really, is to search up Facebook groups and then also to join through like a program like Conversa Spain or CIEE. Okay, so since we already kind of have talked about it before, I'm gonna start with this. And the first way to find an apartment in Madrid is to go on Facebook. We're back at the Facebook groups, okay? And some of these Facebook groups, they're also like multi-usage, right? So you can also find your roommate, but then you can also find an apartment, okay? So it kind of like, sometimes you just gotta double team, you know? 2 birds, 1 stone, I think the saying is. You feel the vibe. So the first thing is Facebook groups, okay? The second way to find an apartment in Madrid is honestly my favorite, which is Idealista. Idealista is like the #1 housing platform in Europe, I feel like. I mean, as an expat, I feel like I can say that. Maybe not, I don't know. But Idealista, you're gonna find people who are like for real. Some people on there are like scammy, but usually Idealista can tell and they'll just shut the account down. Because usually the majority of the places on Idealista, like, they're true. The thing is with Idealista, you're gonna have like private landlords, which is what you would want to go for. I would suggest doing a private landlord if you can find one, but you just want to be aware that with these private landlords, like, you're not gonna pay like a rental or like an agency fee. I went through an agency, so we did have to pay an agency fee. We did find my home also on Idealista, so it's a way for you to like kind of like evade that extra money to spend. But those are the places that are going to be the most competitive. So let's say you're already in Madrid, like you start October 1st, that's your first day of like school if you're going to be a language assistant, and you got to Madrid like September 12th. What I'm gonna say is you better be hunting on Idealista and like talking to these people and being like, hey, I want to set up an appointment, I want to set up a viewing for tomorrow, I want to set up a viewing for the weekend. Like, set up a viewing, go see the place, talk to the landlord, be nice, be jokey, be laughy, have everything ready to go when they start asking you all these questions about your income and like how much you make as a language assistant and who you're gonna be living with, how old are you. Those are like some basic questions they're gonna ask you, and just make sure that they can give you a contract, right? Because once you get to Madrid, you're gonna need some kind of contract with the landlord in order to get another document that you're gonna need once you get to Spain. And I'm gonna talk about more about that in another video. But if you are going through a private landlord, just make sure you're hitting the, you know, the dots on the I's and the crosses on the T's. You feel me? Another thing on Idealista is that you could look for rooms, right? So you could look for rooms that are available in different apartments, and these different apartments with the different rooms, right? These different rooms already have people living in them. So once you go and tour the place, if that's something you're interested in, and look, the room prices, like, they're cheap. Like, and some of them are cheap and good, you know what I mean? There are other rooms, the other rooms are already gonna be occupied, okay? So because of that, that means you're gonna already have roommates placed in that apartment, which is kind of nice, it's convenient, right? You don't have to search for an apartment. Let's say you're in a rush or you're getting nervous and you just wanna move into a room, that's gonna be the best bet. Also, very competitive because the prices are really good on like single rooms. And if you're like in the center, the prices are you might as well like room with multiple people because the prices in the center are gonna be like inflated a lot. So that's another way to find housing in Madrid. Go through Idealista and then you could do the room, looking for a room. And the last thing that you can do about Idealista is you can find an apartment through like an agency. So we went through a rental agency to get our apartment. We did have to pay like a hefty agency fee. That's like the only downside of that, but the really good upside with it is that it's done clean. You're gonna be set, like you're not gonna be stressed, you're not gonna be like, your real estate agents are gonna take care of all of that. But then another downside of that is some of the landlords that are working with these real estate agents or like these agencies, they are going to basically run you through like an approval thing, right? They want to make sure you're making enough, and like the taxes, they're gonna ask you for something called nóminas. I hate nóminas. I do not understand nóminas. It's basically like your taxes to see if you make enough, but since we're language assistants, we don't really have that. So how me and my roommate kind of like evaded that with this one place, we were just really lucky with this, is that he allowed us to give him like our savings account, like our balance in that, and then we were also allowed to give him a placement letter that stated that we're gonna be making 1,000 euros a month. So we proved to them that, you know, we were trustworthy, and that was a blessing in disguise because honestly, because before that everyone was saying no to us because we didn't have the nóminas, we didn't have any of these other things that they were like speaking about. So that's just the one thing with going with the agency, but it's more than possible. Like, as long as you're on them like in a nice, respectful way, you'll get the answers that you need. Another housing site that you can check out is called Fotocasa. Me and my friends did use Fotocasa when we were there. We ended up not going with them only because we just found a better place with Idealista. So it just kind of worked out like that. Fotocasa is also a really good one. I believe that platform is only in Spanish, so just a heads up, but everything on there is going to be really reliable. And the last site that you can find apartments on is Spot a Home. For Spot a Home, it's a really good platform because you don't have to visit the place. I did use this once when I was living in Rome, when I was living in Italy for university, and it was fine. Like, I had a contract, the landlords were really nice, the roommates I had were really nice because they were already in the rooms. It's kind of like the room feature on Idealista, but it's on Spot a Home, and you could find like, you know, a really nice place that has already kind of been like pre-vetted. The only thing with that is that I've heard that with Spot a Home, some of the landlords don't give you that like leasing contract that you need in order to get your padron. And basically what the padron is, it's basically a document stating that you live at this place for the government and for your student visa, and it's been signed by the landlord, and it's been like officialized, like notarized. It's like an official document, right, in order to get your NIE, which is another thing that you'll get once you get to Spain, and I will talk about that in another video. So you need to make sure that you get a contract, right? So I've heard that Spot a Home, sometimes people have had issues getting that contract. So just go with caution, and just know also you won't be able to look at the place before you move in. You're just looking at the pictures and the videos of one of the Spot a Home employees. So just keep that in mind for Spot a Home. The second way to find an apartment in Madrid is finding an agent, like an actual agent for you to work with and pay for them to help you find your apartment. Now, this is something that would have been so helpful to know how to find one, okay? But some people in my program, Converse to Spain, that's how they found their apartment. They went on Google and they searched up, you know, real estate agent in Madrid. Basically with that is that you tell this agent what you're looking for an apartment, what's your price range, how many rooms, how many bathrooms, and they'll go ahead and do all of the searching for you and everything, and then all you have to do is go look at the place with your agent and then move in if you like it. So because of the pressure that was on me and my friends when we were trying to find a place, we ended up not going with this option, and we ended up just finding our own place. But it was really nice for some of the other people in Converse to Spain, because that's how they found their apartments, and their apartments were really, really nice. Okay, so those are the two ways to find an apartment in Madrid. First one is through like a housing website, and those three sites are going to be Idealista, Spot a Home, and Fotocasa. Or you can go through a real estate agent. You can find one and they'll help you find your place. And of course, the third one, which was the first one I said, which was a Facebook group. And look, the Facebook groups are surprising you. It's competitive, but everything is going to be competitive. So I would just like spread yourself amongst the three and kind of, you know, see what you find depending on like your budget. And my last thing I'm going to say about that, and I said it before, be careful for scammers. They are out there. Don't send anyone money unless you know that you can trust them. Yeah, you'll find a good place. Just don't send money to people before you get to Spain. Don't do it. I wish I knew these things before I was going crazy and, you know, like searching on everything before I got to Madrid. I'm gonna tell you now, it's gonna be hard, it's gonna be tedious, it's gonna take a lot of energy. So just make sure that not only are you like honing down on that and focusing on that, but you're also making sure that you come to Spain with enough money to sustain you at least like 2 weeks in an apartment, like in a Airbnb or in a hotel, because I was staying in a hotel for 2.5 weeks before we found our apartment and we were able to move in. And the plan was only to be at the hotel for a week. Like that's how much I saved for. So I had to dip into my extra savings and then stay at the hotel for another 1.5 weeks. So it's just crazy. So just be prepared, be ready, know that it's not gonna be easy, and know that you're gonna have to work, okay? And I'm saying this because I don't want to sugarcoat anything. I want to be real. Like it can get hard, and it can get sad, and it can make you want to give up, because me and my girls were literally crying like at a dinner table, like out in Madrid in Atocha. Like it was very, very sad. But if you're like, my experience was my experience. Like there's other people who have had a better experience. You just gotta be quick, and you have to know like if that's what you want, like go for it. But also like if it's a no and you found something else that has shown up for you, like take that, you know what I mean? Like don't give up hope and try as hard as you can. So before we end the video, I just want to do my little rewind on what I talked about. We first talked about finding a roommate, and you can find a roommate. My suggestion is to go on Facebook groups, or if you're going through with a program, they have their own Facebook group or their own kind of connecting thing, and you'll be able to find your roommate and your friends through there as well. And then the ways to find an apartment is 1, Facebook groups, of course; 2, housing websites, Idealista, Fotocasa, or Spot a Home; Or 3, finding a real estate agent that can help you find your place. And of course, be careful with scammers because they are lurking and you just gotta know when something is true and when something's not true. So that's the end of the video. I hope I gave you enough information. I know this video was just really long. I just wanted to make sure that you got all the information you needed before moving across the country. You know what I mean? But if you found this video useful, make sure to like and subscribe. And if you want to see more content, make sure to comment down below on what you want to see next. So, good luck to you guys. I'll see you guys next time. Mwah! See you in Spain. Bye!